This is the Conscious Hour. We're going to do a high level look at what's going on in the Middle East real quickly here. You see this gentleman on the left hand side. His name is he goes by the name of Mahmoud Od. Check him out. I've been watching him since the biggest lie ever. October 7th was an unprovoked attack. I've been watching him. He's a great analyst. Okay, so we knew that Qatar had a problem. Yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu decided he'd send some missiles over there. Wait a second. Qatar is like with in bed with the United States. So was then he attacking the United States in a sense because he was bombing Qatar? Oh no, he's trying to stimulate a response because he knows he's getting trapped. Well, why would he do that? The psychology of Benjamin Netanyahu on that one, Melaskowski, I can't tell you. It makes no sense, but he did. He sent missiles over there. Or pardon me, he bombed them. And what's the response? Well, Qatar said, hey, excuse me, screw you. Now the Arab nations might unite together. Qatar said, no, we will have a response. I don't blame them. Now Saudi Arabia came in and said, we've got your back. Okay, we don't have Turkey yet, but Turkey's, they're kind of moving that way, you know? So we got a huge resistance that's growing right around Israel. And what's Benjamin going to do? So this is Mahmoud, and I want listen to what he has to say because if you want real news, you check him out. Stop watching Western media. They don't give you the news, they give you political spin because they're trapped in little boxes. They don't want to look around the world and really do what I call true analysis of the war games that are being played. Here we go with Mahmoud.
Region of West Asia is reaching a turning point after the Israeli strike against Qatar, and now Benjamin Netanyahu is threatening with even more attacks with a recent statement that he made yesterday, telling Qatar, if you do not operate to bring the Hamas leaders to justice, then we will. This is an outright and direct threat from Benjamin Netanyahu to conduct an attack, not just against Qatar, but against any other country in the region. Donald Trump tried to reassure Qatar yesterday by telling them that this attack will not happen. As a matter of fact, both Israeli elements and the United States administration told the Qataris previously that they will not be conducting attacks on Qatari soil after the Israeli IDF chief of staff made several statements in relation to the leadership of Hamas and that they will be targeting them everywhere they find them. The American administration, led by Trump, is clearly lying, especially now with more reports that Qatar is reviewing all of its security arrangements with the United States and that they are feeling betrayed by the United States. What's happening now and what Israel has done in Qatar put all of the Arab countries that rely on the United States protection, because the United States sells its bases in the region as a form of protection to these Arab governments. This is sending a message to everyone. The United States does not protect you. All of these bases will mean nothing if Israel wants to attack you. The Israeli side carried out this attack in full coordination with the United States. Israeli leaders wouldn't, of course, confirm all of that, but Israel will never conduct an attack like this without direct coordination with the United States and potentially other countries too, but primarily the United States. And the Qatari foreign minister and prime minister, he said that the radars weren't working at the time. So why were they not working if the United States is supposed to protect you? Other countries are looking at this in the same way. Well, hold on a second. Qatar hasn't done anything wrong, but actually try and help the Israeli side reach an agreement with Hamas. Benjamin Netanyahu knows very well that Hamas leaders have been in Qatar for a very long time. He allowed money to be transferred to Gaza from Qatar when Hamas leaders were there, and now he's acting like there's some sort of a threat. You knew that from the beginning. You knew all of these moves coming from Qatar from the beginning, but clearly we're in a new stage now, the stage of the implementation of the Greater Israel. And now, from a Qatari perspective, they're taking all of these threats seriously. What happened before is not like what's going to happen next. The Qatari foreign minister, he made further statements in relation to this attack that's coming from Israel in an interview that he had with CNN. He mentioned very important things in relation to this attack, including the fact that Benjamin Netanyahu, number one, killed any hope for the prisoners of war in Gaza by attacking the Hamas leadership in Doha. There is a response from the region that will happen, which is now under consultation. We are betrayed. I have no words to express how enraged we are at such an act. This is state terror. Now, we know the ties that Qatar has with the United States, so we know the ties that Arab leaders have with the United States. But what needs to be very clear is the fact that these statements are not coming out of nowhere. Clearly, there is something being prepared here. And from a Qatari perspective, likewise with other Arab countries too, who have a very strong relationship with the United States, they are viewing this as a new position. There's a new reality. Now, there's going to be a summit held in Qatar on Sunday and Monday next weeks, during which they will be talking about the Israeli aggression against Qatar and ways to respond to this attack. We already had several statements coming from several leaders in the region about this attack. As a matter of fact, there have been many leaders from the region going and visiting Qatar to discuss the potential response against Israel. And they are talking about a unified response. Qatar on its own doesn't have the necessary capabilities to threaten Israel. It needs something bigger than that. And the reason why Qatar and the Qatari officials are talking about this being a threat to the whole region of the Gulf rather than just the Levant is clearly to attract a more unified position. And they are getting now this support, with even Saudi Arabia saying that we will give you everything in our disposal in your response, everything that you need, and more support coming from countries like Pakistan and other countries as well. So where is this going to exactly, and what is going to be the response? The Qataris are saying they need a response that will deter the Israeli arrogance and Israeli bullying. What kind of response can deter the Israeli bullying and Israeli arrogance? It's only military action. Israel stopped its aggression against Iran after Iran landed hypersonic ballistic missiles against them. And Israel knew very well that they can no longer handle the continuation of this war.
So you hold that thought there. So you take this and you think to yourself, well, wait a second. The Qatar basically said, no, there will be a response. So everybody is now getting together, and the response is going to be against Netanyahu. Now, the U.S., of course, those are our bases over there. Remember, Qatar gave Donald Trump a $400 million plane. Is Trump going to have to give the plane back? That would be one of the things I'd say to Qatar. Hey, excuse me, we're supposed to be allies here, and your little brother over there, Mr. Netanyahu, decided I'm going to go strike him. Why is Bibi doing this? Bibi, like BBIs and BB guns. Why is he doing this? Because he knows he's trapped. He wants to escalate a war. He just ordered, as of August 26th, 2.1 million of the Palestinians to leave. There's nowhere they're going. They've just marched them into either finer quarters, over 1 million people concentrated in. And where are they going to go? Where are they going? Into the sea? Huh? Are they going into Egypt? Egypt doesn't want them. So we're right at this pivotal fire point where something is going to explode. And the question is this: will the resistance strike before Netanyahu does anything else? Because if they do, then there'll be silence for quite a while. And why I say that is because We already seen the power of the Yemeni missiles, and we already saw the power of the Iranian missiles. But those are just the small babies. They aren't the big ones that are there now. And you got China and Pakistan and all these countries behind, ready to do something when it's time. So I don't see Bibi Netanyahu backing off. There's no way he'll let go. He has been born to this job. He will never, ever back down. And that's the risk we all have. Thanks for tuning in to the Conscious Hour. Please spread the word, spread the video.